guys, welcome back to a brand new Slay and Shade. It has been forever. I miss this, and you guys, it felt like I was gone for like a year. Those of you that may not know, my brother moved in, the kids are here a few times a week. That just happened over the weekend, and it was just insane. Like, I've been doing a lot more than like I think that I should have been doing, but it's family. I will probably talk about it on my other channel, That Fat Vegan, some more because I want to get into this video. If you're new to the Slay and Shades, it's just me sharing my own personal opinion on another YouTuber or a brand. I do not hate anyone except for Jamie Josta from the band Hatebreed. It's just, you know, my opinion on some people that I find a little problematic. And I know that YouTube has just been filled with videos on Chris, the Rewired soul, and I just wanted to share my personal feelings. There's so much to unpack that I'm just doing this how I normally do, you know, doing my makeup badly. I'm going to share my opinions. There are some great videos out there that I was able to watch. I haven't watched all of them. I didn't watch Petty Paige's video. I didn't watch Elle Loves T's second video, but her first one was amazing, and I'm going to link that one below, and a video by T by Ali. They really go in. So I'm just going to tell you what I think about the situation. I don't hate anybody that likes him. I have a lot of feelings about it. And I'm going to be going in with a few different palettes. I want to try like an orange blue kind of thing. It's not like my own idea. I've seen some blues and oranges before, so I just kind of want to try it because I don't think I've ever done a look like that before. So today already I went in with the L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear. I'm still liking that a lot. I did go in with the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop Concealer there, and I did use the e.l.f. eyelash curler. I still think it's just so good for like $3.99. I did prime with the NYX eyeshadow primer, and let's see here. And I did tight line, of course, with the Maybelline Skinny Precise. Oh, excuse me. I think I'm catching another cold just because like kids are just germ ridden, you know, and I've been around them so much. And I'm also tired, so I do have like a lot of notes here, mainly just like chicken scratch of like, don't forget to mention this or that kind of stuff. The palettes, I think that's all I went in with so far. The palettes I'm going to go in with are the Infatuation palette from Profusion Cosmetics and the metallics. And since there isn't like a super orange color, I'm gonna go into probably like this orange here from the Take Me Back to Brazil palette from BH Cosmetics. So let me put my powder on and we can just like get into this. I don't want this to be a million minutes. So if you don't know the Rewired Soul, I would describe his channel as a drama channel that diagnoses other YouTubers, like influencers and stuff, with different mental illnesses based on him having no credentials. So he always had said, like, he's not part of the drama community, like, that's a bad thing. I mean, because there's some really great drama channels out there. But recently, when he did a video on Trisha Paytas, he reached out to all these drama channels, like Nick Snyder, saying, oh, did you see what Trisha Paytas said about me and all this bullshit, like wanting that attention, wanting to feed off of it. I don't think that he was ever really, at least recently, not a drama channel, you know, because he talks about problematic people, only he thinks that he can diagnose them. Now, the issue with that is that he does not have any type of credentials. He is not any type of therapist. He is a former addict, which I commend him for being clean, because you guys know I'm trying to quit drinking and I've had like kind of a rough go, you know, of it. So, I mean, I really do commend him for that. Now, I hope I didn't need that brush. Now, if let's say that you are in, oh, I think you know what? I have a brush. in the metallics palette. I really like the other brush, so I can just use this. So if you know, you're familiar with like AA and stuff like that, you can become like a sponsor when you're like sober, and there are some things that they can like teach you how to help people like that are in recovery as well. And apparently that is something that he was taught, and he had a job, I guess, doing that. Who knows if that's even true? Because you just don't know when it comes to him. He, his mom is some sort of a doctor. I don't know. It's something like a doctor of culture, like crossover or something. I don't know. It'll be in the Elle Loves Tea video. Now, I knew about his mom. I knew that they were like basically selling these programs, online, like these mental health type things to people, but I didn't know how sketchy like the pricing was and the payments and like just all of that stuff. And that's all in Elle's video. I don't want to take away from like the research that she did, but it's very, very interesting to say the least. Now I had heard of him way before this. I would try to watch some videos of his, but I always felt like he came off really condescending. And in that way, like, you know, when people like quit smoking and then they are like, they never smoked before, so they are totally like judgmental about other smokers. Oh, you can just quit, like whatever, it's not a big deal. And like people that quit doing things, it's like they sort of act like they're on some kind of a high horse. Like that's sort of like the vibe I got from him. And he doesn't have any credentials to be saying half of the things that he is saying. Half of the stuff that he does say, you could like Google, you know. And I found this video by Dr. Grande, I believe his name is. And I found his video to be pretty interesting because he essentially separated Chris from the channel. And I really don't feel like you can do that. And his explanation was that sometimes YouTubers put on an act. And yeah, you know, some of them do. Some of them do sketches on here. Some of them are like Trisha Paytas, which is like a different person every 5 minutes. So like, he said, so it's not really like fair to sort of like criticize him because people can put on an act, which makes me like, which kind of furthered my point and my feelings that that should more so have him not diagnose people. Now, I don't know if, you know, you guys have ever been in therapy. I have. I am. And when you go to meet like your therapist, you're going to have to fill out a lot of stuff. You're going to have to fill out everything that you're feeling, your medical history, all kinds of stuff, down to like me having asthma. It's an extensive thing to do. And you learn, you know, through meeting with, now I have a psychiatrist, not just a therapist, but that, you know, your traumas, like things that happen to you, some things that you block out, just like a bunch of stuff. This is bothering me, sorry. And it's a long process. Like I went into therapy whenever I was 15, I think, 14 or 15 the first time. So like I really, you know, struggle, and it's a process. Having depression and anxiety, having been a cutter, having an addiction, it's so hard. The struggle is so real, and I feel like people are making it trendy, and it's like there's a stigma to it, but then there isn't when it comes to like these YouTube videos about, oh, like this person must be depressed, or, you know, trying to exploit those things. And it's kind of disgusting to me, because when you are somebody that is actually going through this kind of stuff and you're feeling that pain, like when you can't leave the house, you know, you're feeling that pain when you know, can't go out in public and you can't function, like you don't even want to get out of bed or take a shower, you know, those types of things. And somebody on a YouTube channel that has absolutely no credentials, has no business assuming types of mental illness or flat out like diagnosing people with anything, period. There's nothing. Now I know that he has like a lot of stands for some reason, but there's no justification for it whatsoever, because he is not one-on-one with these people. He doesn't know dick about them, but what we all know, like from YouTube. So it's really disgusting, because it makes me feel like there are these people, and probably younger than us, that are, afraid, and they're sort of looking for a path, and they may not want to open up, but watching YouTubers like have that stigma kind of, seemingly diminish the stigma around mental illness can be comforting. So I feel like there may be a lot of people that turn to him for those things, but he exploits the shit out of it. And it's just, it's absolutely disgusting. Like I said, as somebody that has been through processes of, therapy, I went first to see a therapist, I went under hypnotherapy, just all of this stuff, somebody like you that, because a lot of people that watch me say, I understand where you're coming from with anxiety and like the depression and everything, know how hard it is to, one, find a therapist or psychiatrist that you can connect with on that level and open up to. And it's a long process. And I feel like he just sort of diminishes that and acts like, everyone's behavior, like he can kind of explain away. Now, don't get me wrong. We've all had these moments where we've been like, oh, this person seems to be narcissistic or have those tendencies, or, oh, that person seems crazy or something based on their behavior. But we're not sitting here saying you have bipolar disorder, or, you have this, or you're a manic depressive, or any of those things, because we are not qualified, just like Peter Mon is not qualified. And I just find it really just gross. Now, recently, when I need to find this other brush, when everything was going on here with Trisha Paytas and with him messaging, the drama channels that he claims to not want to be a part of, he uploaded a few other videos, like responding to some people, but a video that he had out recently about Trisha Paytas, it was like the title changed a bunch of times, but he was essentially, he apologized to her for like 1 second, and then it was just about him. And in that description bar, you will find where, and now maybe he already like deleted it, you will find where he says, calls out certain channels like Nick and Dustin, and saying that this needs to stop, that they have created this hate mob after him, and that it needs to stop, especially, and I don't know why he put this in there, especially with the second like adpocalypse happening. Why does that matter? Why would you even talk about the AdSense, I thought that there was like this huge thing on the wall, but it's actually a scratch on my phone. Sorry about that. Like, why would you even mention the AdSense, And he tries to act, like he gives a shit about people that he's gotten close to. Those people have accused him of manipulation. And that's how I feel with him. He is very manipulative. He takes his time. Like he does try his hardest to paint everybody else in a bad light, as if he has done nothing. But you will find, and if you're not subscribed to T by Ali, you have to be, in her video, and she even posted it on Twitter, and I shared it on my Twitter, that he was sitting there with his mom, and it kind of looked like a live stream, or maybe it was just like a video they did together, and he's like, well, I don't have any credentials, I don't have a degree in anything, I can say whatever I want, I mean, and laughing about it. And the mom was like, oh, that's not right. Like, she gives a shit. There are many, many ads in his videos, and it's just profiting off of mental illness that gets me, So I think that, when he like tweeted out to try to pretend like he was concerned about somebody, he doesn't care about anybody else. He's not sitting there worried about their mental well-being, he doesn't care. He wants it to appear as though he does, but he doesn't. I don't for 1 second think he loses any sleep at night worrying about anybody that he has manipulated. And to talk about the AdSense in that description just made it like, oh, yeah, see, you can't not say what you're really concerned about, it's just for views, it's just for likes, and I'm sure that he is loving the attention that he's getting, even though it's negative, because that's just the kind of person he seems to be. I'm not sure what the fate of his channel is going to be, but I just don't think it's right to have somebody come on there, and it is drama because he talks about everybody that like we would talk about, and say just assume so much about somebody when you never know what somebody's like, in person. And I just don't like them, guys. I mean, I can separate a person from a channel sometimes, but it's him. He is his channel. Like, it's very hard to be like, oh, well, let's just look at him as a person, because as a person, he sucks too. From old Facebook, posts to trying to get attention for drama. It's just... So when he said he was like quitting the drama community, it was like, bitch, like you said that you were never even in it and you hated the drama community and they're all like crazy. This is the thing that I hate. I hate when somebody inserts themselves into a community and then acts like they can change it or that they are better than that community, and then acts like, oh, I'm quitting this, I'm walking away from it, and it's so toxic and blah, blah, blah. Like, what are you going to do now? Like, it's still going to be the same stuff. Like, if he's keeping his channel, things are staying the same, it's still going to be a drama channel with his twisted versions of mental illness for people that he does not know, by the way. So, I don't know what I'm doing here. So, I don't find him to be trustworthy, honest, compassionate, have any type of empathy, like whatsoever. And I've never been able to really get into his videos because of that. There's always like an agenda, And when he said that like these drama channels are creating some kind of a hate mob, no, I absolutely hate that shit. When you do something that is fucked up, people want you to be held accountable for it. You don't go around blaming everybody else. You should be very clear, that you don't know what you're talking about. And I think that if you just took away the fact that he talks about mental illness, he's just a drama channel. And the thing is calling himself a mental health channel, I mean, no. There are plenty of them out there that are good, and I'm not trying to self-promote. I never really do that. But in that Fat Vegan channel, that to me is a mental health channel where you're sitting down, you're sharing your feelings, you're sharing how you feel when you're depressed and how the anxiety is, and you're kind of like logging like your journey, and other people can relate and connect to that, and we can all have conversations about things that have helped us with anxiety that are not medication related. That is a healthy mental health type of channel, not just, diagnosing people like that. But it's just something. I can say that I've never really come across a channel like his before, and that's not a good thing. Let me see here. So to say that these channels are creating a hate mob and that everybody in his family, his girlfriend, his mom, everybody's being like threatened and all this stuff, I have a hard time believing that because we never see it. And if we do see some of those like screenshots of like death threats or something, they seem very sketchy. It seems very, very like put together, I'm putting some of that orange down on my lower lash line here. I don't know why, but you know what? It doesn't look that bad. I think I might put a little bit of the blue under there too. So to blame like Nick and all these people, it's like people do fucked up shit and then they're like, oh, everybody hates me. Oh, they got people after me. No, like we're just questioning what your motives are because it seems like it's money. It's AdSense. It's, I might have to use this smear. That one's a little bit dusty. Okay, I'm gonna drag some of the blue. So, I really feel like in that Dr. Grande video, separating him from his channel, that's just no, because it's him, you know, and what we have seen of him and his actions, he seems like a real jerk. And I don't find him to be genuine at all. And that's sad because I'm sure that he has gotten to a place where on YouTube he has built, you know, these relationships with people, but from what they say, he's allegedly manipulated them and everything else. So it's just, it's gross. It's gross to me. Here's the look here, if you can see. I don't know if I'm going to add any more orange or not, but and when people call, I feel like when people call you out on something, if you have nothing to hide, then you don't suddenly start privating things or deleting videos or blocking people. Apparently his mom had some videos on YouTube that are gone. He has himself allegedly deleted some videos. This is the Milani, what is it called? Highly rated mascara. I did really enjoy this the last time that I used it. And so I feel like if you're sincere and you're genuine, you know, everybody fucks up. Everybody says stupid shit. Everybody has made mistakes. But instead of just coming out and owning your shit, it's just blaming everybody else or trying to manipulate the audience into believing that there's some kind of a witch hunt against you. And I mean, it's just ridiculous to me. I just want to make sure I got most of what I wanted to say because I didn't want to leave anything out, and I'm sorry I'm so scattered. I'm just real quick, I don't know how people are parents. One, they come with so much stuff. You have to take their whole lives with you when you leave the house. And it's nonstop. It's just insane. And I told my husband, I was like, when I found out I could have kids still, I was like, I'm on the fence, you know? And I told him, I was like, I'm off the fence and in no mode right now. But I'm sure it's very different when they're your kids and in your own space. But anyway, parents, you guys are saints. The good parents out there, I should say. So I think I'm gonna take I wanted to use this Wet n Wild. I don't know if I've ever used this on here, this Moon Tears highlighter here, and see what powder everywhere. Let's see what it looks like. It's kind of a gold color. It's very powdery. It's not too bad on. Whoa. It's, talk about a blinding highlight. It's not too bad. It is definitely like less powdery than I thought it was going to be. So, I also feel like real quick, like that Dr. Grande, now his channel's kind of sketchy to me too, because like he sells merch, like he is trying to take away the stigma of mental illness, you know, but I'm like, isn't this very weird? Does anybody else just feel like that's a little strange? I don't know. So, yeah, I think Chris is a garbage person for his behavior, for his lies, for his manipulation, for, you know, allegedly scamming people from these programs that him and his mother were selling. It's just, it's not right. And like I said, when it comes to like mental health, that's where it really gets me. That people can be such assholes, you know, and exploit people in that way. You guys are going to have to let me know what you think about him. It's just, if, you know, the bottom line really is that it is not okay to, through a screen, try to diagnose somebody with anything, you know? And I'm surprised that he hasn't had issues on his channel before this, but I don't know. I mean, he says sort of that, like, he understands now, like in his Trisha Paytas video, but it's like, what? Like, how are you going to change? How are you going to better yourself? How are you going to turn this around, you know? And, and if he comes across this video, I'm going in with Nudist Peach, by the way, from Wet n Wild. This is like my favorite sort of spring and summer shade. And I think I'm getting really low. Okay, and I'm just gonna set with the Slay All Day from Gerard Cosmetics. Okay, so my final thoughts. If Chris were to ever come across this, I would say, how dare you treat mental illness in this way that is something for you to profit on, like under this mask of empathy and caring. And, you know, I'm not trying to say that he is just a piece of shit. I don't like him because of his behavior. I don't like how he does his channel. I feel that everybody that has a mental health issue right now, whether it's depression, anxiety, bipolar, you know, whatever it may be, that it is just diminishing the real struggles of people that have to go through these things when you just want to act like you can diagnose people and put like a twist on drama. You know, I don't buy it. I feel like a lot of people that are a little older, like myself, I'm 36, know, you know, that if, you know, something doesn't feel right, it's usually not. And I've felt like, you know, he was shady all along, but to delete things and, you know, to act like, oh, I'm not part of the drama community, but you are. I think that he wants the attention. I could not separate him from his channel because he is his channel. And if he's allowed to keep it, and I feel like it's just gonna be the same, you know, format, the same thing. And I find that despicable. So I do not like him. I don't like his behavior. I don't like his channel. I just feel like it's wrong to do things like that. And like I said, it exploits it, and it also diminishes people that have like these real lives. You know, we are real people that have real struggles, you know. It's like a joke to him. It's just AdSense, you know, to him. So, I don't know. That's basically all of my thoughts for the Slay and Shade on him. There are so many good videos that I could link, and I'm sure you guys, if you watch me, watch those, but I'm going to link a couple down below that go into a little bit more detail. I'm not sort of known as like a big researcher, investigator type person. I just sort of just rant about how I feel. So I'll link some videos down below. If you feel like, subscribing to me, cool. Thank you for watching. And if you feel like checking out my second channel, I'll have it linked below along with my Twitter. If you are a small creator, I have a thread where you can leave me the link for your YouTube channel so I can check it out and do an all slay, no shade on you. So thank you guys so much, and I'll see you hopefully soon. Love and hugs. Bye.